Okay. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the press conference. This press conference will also be streamed and broadcasted on the website of Greenpeace Sweden, and therefore it will be held in English language. But in case you need a translator, we have one. She's sitting down right there, and will translate for you if you need one. Today, Greenpeace Nordic, represented by Annika Jakobsen here, she is program manager of Greenpeace Sweden, will present and explain its future plans for the German lignite industry of Vattenfall in the Lausitz. As you already know, Greenpeace Nordic has expressed its interest in Vattenfall's lignite business, and today, right after this press conference, they will submit an official statement of interest to the Citigroup Bank as the facilitator of the sale. Further on our panel, more people are looking forward to answering your questions. There is the lawyer Michael Günther for legal questions, and Susanne Neubronner, energy expert of Greenpeace Germany, for information regarding the actual situation in Lusatia. And there is Nils Müller. He is one of the CEOs of Greenpeace Energy, and he's looking forward to answering business management questions. But first, Annika Jakobsen will explain to you the statement of interest of Greenpeace Nordic, and then we will start questions and answers right afterwards. So Annika, please.
Thank you. So welcome also everybody. Yes, we will today, Greenpeace Nordic will submit a statement of interest to Citigroup, which is the investment bank that has been assigned by Vattenfall to handle this process. In accordance to the requirements presented to us by Citigroup and Vattenfall, we will present our intentions with a possible takeover of the assets, a legal structure for the ownership, and the financial grounds for both of this. I would like to explain why Greenpeace Nordic has chosen to take part of this process. Greenpeace has worked for many years towards ensuring that no new lignite mines are being opened in Lusatia, and there are good climate reasons for our work. In order to limit global warming to 2 degrees, Europe's lignite must stay in the ground, and Lusatia is one of very few regions in Europe where the lignite industry still have plans to open up new mines and run the coal power plants for decades to come. Therefore, a transition from lignite to renewables in Lusatia is strategically decisive for Europe's possibilities to phase out dangerous coal power. Last fall, a new government came into power in Sweden, and the first decision that this government made was to clarify that Vattenfall's expansion of lignite operation in Germany must stop. We welcome that decision. That was an important decision for Europe and for the world. But since then, the Swedish government and Vattenfall have opened up for selling these lignite operations. And by doing so, the decision of stopping the expansion of new lignite mines is at risk of becoming a hollow exercise. Eine Luftblase. But it's a serious risk that a new buyer of these assets would go ahead and open up new mines and run the coal power plants for decades to come, with tremendous consequences for climate. Both Sweden and Germany are countries that are known internationally for wanting to take leadership on climate. Thus, the political engagement in this process, as well as the absence of political engagement, is likely to leave a mark on the whole international climate effort. Greenpeace has been involved in studying the future and development of the energy sector for a long time, and we have a proven track record and expertise of predict both policy changes and trends in this field. Through several reports under the name of Energy Revolution, we have shown how a rapid transition away from fossil dependency to renewables can happen, and that it will be of economic benefit for the society. And we have shown this on a global scale and on a German scale. And we know that the dependence of the region of Lusatia on lignite is currently in decline. The report Vattenfall's Opportunity that Greenpeace has commissioned shows that a future with continued lignite operations will lead to major job losses and retirements within this industry in any case. These are also facts that are well known by Vattenfall, they are known by the Swedish government and by the German government. It is therefore very clear to us that they ought to take responsibility to prepare the region for structural change and job development opportunities in other economic sectors. The potentials for renewables in Brandenburg and Saxony are substantial. Lusatia is the sunniest region in the whole of Germany. In addition to this, recultivation of land means possibilities in developing key competence of high value for the worldwide energy transition to come. But Greenpeace vision is bigger than that. Our aim is to use this historic opportunity to turn Lusatia's transition away from its dependence on lignite into a shining example for the world. If Vattenfall and the Swedish governments are not willing to take this responsibility and are not willing to seize this opportunity, Greenpeace Nordic feels that it is our obligation to step in and become part of this process. We will do this by setting up a foundation that we call the Beyond Lignite Foundation. The Beyond Lignite Foundation will be a foundation, a Stiftung, under German law. The lignite mines and coal plants now owned and operated by Vattenfall will be transferred to this foundation. The foundation will be set up to ensure that most of the lignite resources in the mining fields of Lusatia remain in the ground, and that the operation in both mining fields and in running coal power plants are phased out as soon as practically feasible without endanger social sustainability or energy supply. In operational terms, this means phasing out lignite mining and lignite-based electricity production from Vattenfall's assets at the latest by 2030. This transition is a positive process for this region and for Germany to go beyond lignite and be part of building a new sustainable future for Lusatia and for generations to come. It will be a participatory process where many different actors in society can take part for realizing a just transition to the future that we want to have. From working together with millions of our supporters and influential allies all around the world, we know that there is a huge potential engagement in being part of this challenge. In advance of this press conference, I have been asked whether we will today present a bid for the properties. I just want to stress that the process has not yet reached that stage. We are not ready to present the bid, nor has Vattenfall requested us to do so. But what we have already done is an economic assessment of the net present value of the lignite activities. This assessment has been provided to us by Energy Brainpool, and they show that the net present value is less than half a billion euros. We have also done an estimation of the full costs of land recultivation, the cost of decommissioning the power plants, and job-related indemnity costs. We estimate these to about 2 billion euros. In addition to this, we have estimated the cost borne by the society in the form of effect on human health, air pollution, unpaid mineral taxes, and costs associated with an increase of CO2 emissions. Any actor in this process, buyer or seller, that does not take these costs into consideration are obviously counting on being able to transfer these costs to the German state and ultimately the German people. The important conclusion of this estimation is that the true value of Vattenfall's lignite assets are negative, and also that the costs for the society are several times higher than any operator, Vattenfall or a new owner, can possibly make by running the coal power plants. I have been asked several times the past 2 weeks, are Greenpeace Nordic serious in this? I believe we are the only serious part in this process so far. As of today, we don't know yet how Vattenfall and the Swedish government wants to proceed with this process, but we know that this is the only sustainable right way forward to make sure that we have a just transition from lignite dependency to renewable energy and economic development in other sectors. We asked the Swedish and the German government to take responsibility for climate, for the environment, for the future job and sustainable development. But if they are not willing to do so, we are ready to step in and provide a solution for a sustainable way forward. So to summarize, if I can get up a slide. We suggest that the ownership of the lignite mines and the coal plants owned and operated by Vattenfall are transferred to the foundation, the Beyond Lignite Foundation. It is a foundation under German law, and we are also counting on an initial capital stock from Vattenfall to at least cover for the closure costs that has been created during Vattenfall's ownership. This structure makes it possible for a truly participative process to help a just transition towards socially, economically sustainable and climate-friendly model in the Lusatia region. On our estimations on the net present value that has been provided to us by Energy Brainpool, we arrive at a net present value of less than €500 million. We estimate the closure costs to about €2 billion, and the cost of externalities, meaning health costs, unpaid mineral taxes, and increased CO2 emissions, we estimate to tens of billions of euros. These are huge. So with this model, we want to manage these risks, which we believe is the only responsible way forward for anyone in this process.